When I say I'm tired, I don't necessarily mean in the physical sense, but more so the mental part. I just feel like I've been completely drained and I'm trying to figure my way out of it. If you watch my last live stream on Sunday, I talked about how I just felt off. Didn't feel like myself, and this was on November 1st. I had refed on Halloween. I didn't eat the cleanest, and I thought a lot of that feeling of feeling off, not feeling like 100% was because I didn't eat the best. And that could still be the case, but even days after, when I was fasting, I was attempting a 90, although I was only able to do a 65, which was fine. It didn't really bother me. Something has been off the last couple of days and I've been trying to figure it out. So I'm not really going to sit here and talk about numbers today. Everything has been fine in the fasting aspect. I've been doing, I think it's 45, 65 plus hour back-to-back fasts in a row, and I'm still 90 plus pounds lost. I'm on the upper end though. So I haven't been hitting the high 120s, but after my 65-hour fasts, I'm somewhere in the low 130s, which is fine. It hasn't been the best mentally to see that number, but I'm trying to just stop worrying about the scale. Anyway, what I want to talk about today, though, is self-care. Today's November 5th, and I've just been feeling off the entire month of November. I know it's only been 5 days, but 5 days is a long time to just feel off and not feel 100%. This is a feeling that I've had occur in the past pretty regularly, to a point where when I talk about not doing anything, not wanting to go anywhere or see anyone and just like be by myself, that's what was happening. And I couldn't figure out why, because I've been doing everything so consistent, so I guess on cue, that doing this routine has really kept me, I think, just going. And I think I've always associated those like dark days, those off days, to just an association with my eating and my weight. But now that I've lost it, the weight I mean, and that I've been able to find something that works, I was really surprised that all of a sudden I just started to feel different. Fasting is no problem. I'm okay with that. I feel fine there, but and that's just because I know that I can't let that part of my routine, I can't let that take over whatever's happening right now. So I keep saying whatever. I don't know what it is. And I really think it's either some bout of depression. I don't know if it's a seasonal thing because the times change. It's getting colder. The sun's not out as much. I don't know. And I'm not trying to give an excuse to why I'm feeling this way. But so yesterday, the 4th, right? Wednesday, I decided that I've been feeling off for all these days, that I was just going to take a day off. And I did. I worked like my morning job, because for those that don't know, I have a part-time morning job that I do freelance social media work for. And then I have my 2 YouTube channels, and then I do other video production for another news company. And I have a very full plate. But I decided to take the day off yesterday, and I did absolutely nothing all day. I can't remember the last time that I literally did nothing all day. Yes, I did work in the morning, but other than that, it was the most nothing time I've had. And it wasn't even like a good kind of relaxation. It was more the way I used to feel when I used to do nothing all day. I didn't like it. So I'm in my head and I'm thinking, is it because I'm having these weird bouts of depression? Like, how am I supposed to bounce back from something like this? And then this morning I had to do some video editing for my one client, and something about their video really resonated with me. And it prompted me to do this video, it's been a while since I put a video out, and I know I owe you guys 1 or 2 or more, and I really miss making these fasting videos, but the video was about self-care. And really it was focused about the pandemic and then the whole election and people being really divisive. And it was about trying to be okay with yourself despite everything, the stresses that are going on. And even though those weren't the stresses that were really eating at me, what the video talked about really resonated because it was about coming to terms with your feelings, being honest with those feelings. And this applied to me, but this can also apply to people who are struggling when it comes to fasting. Really, the point here is, in order to care for others, it's important that you care for yourself first. You have to make sure you're in a good place. And I know that this isn't just physical, but mental as well. I've been so busy trying to do 8 million things at once that I think I have let just feelings or whatever kind of set aside, and I'm just like, go, 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 go. And I don't know, something again about that message really made a lot of sense to me. The one thing that I've been doing recently or for months is I've been pushing a lot of those feelings away. I just try not to think of the bad things of how I'm feeling or why certain things are a certain way. And instead of coming to terms with that, I just kind of push them to the side, and I'm like, nope, you got to fast. You got to make these videos. You got to work 7 days a week, put 14 to 16 hours a day into your work. Make sure that you're up to date with all the comments and replying back to everyone. And I feel like it kind of hit, it kind of reached ahead. And at least for me yesterday, taking a day off kind of helped in a bit. It's important to care for yourself. Before you decide to do like a super long extended fast, if you're having trouble doing it, where are you mentally? Are you able to give yourself that kind of self-care? Are you able to tell yourself that it's okay if you don't hit X amount of hours, that you're able to jump back on and do it again? And even if you can't do that, you can make the small like tweaks to better your weight loss journey, your fasting journey. Because up until this morning, until I edited that video I was working on, yesterday when I said I did absolutely nothing, I meant it. I didn't go for a walk. I didn't leave the apartment. I did nothing. And that's how the last couple of days have been as well. I have been kind of just like, instead of doing my routine of getting out there and going for a walk and just like being in fresh air, I decided to just stick myself in my apartment unless it was absolutely necessary to go out and do something. I wasn't even doing my regular routine, and I could feel myself slipping. And I know that sounds so like, for people who don't understand how that works, I don't know how I can fully explain that. There's just something in my head sometimes where I just don't feel 100%. Really, I say this because if you're struggling mentally, if you're able to do the physical part and do the fasting, that's great. The exercise, whatever. But if your mind is not in it, if you're not able to handle that kind of consistency for that long, it's just a matter of time before it catches up to you. And I think that's kind of where it put me. It's put me in a place where I've had many thoughts of just breaking completely and saying, okay, I don't want to do it anymore. And I know I can't put myself there. I know that I have to do it for my health. I know that I have to be honest and accountable for myself. It's just, I don't want to go back to where I was. I want to be able to do this for life. I want to be able to be happy with what I do. And that's a big reason that I wanted to make this video, because I know the ups and downs are going to come and I have to ride it out. You have to ride it out. you have to tell yourself that if this is something that you want to do, you just have to tweak it enough where it is an enjoyable part of the process. I don't know how else to put it, because fasting it's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, you can say that for exercising regularly. You can say that for maintaining the routine that you do, sleeping well, like taking your supplements, doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that you stay healthy. You need all those pieces, the mental pieces, the physical pieces, to get everything working smoothly. And then one day when everything derails, you need to figure out how to ride it out. That's the point I'm at right now, is trying to figure out how to write it out. This morning, when I was working on this video, I decided, and I said, no, self-care is important. And I went for an hour and 50-minute walk, and it wasn't like, anything super strenuous. It was just, I wanted to be out in nature. I know I say nature. I live in Chicago, but it was nice. It was nice to get out and go for a walk and feel normal for a little bit. And it also told me that I really need to give myself some time for myself with what I do and not stress so much, because I think that's been a really tough part for me as well, is the stress of making sure I do everything I need to do and getting back to everyone. And it's still something I want to do. I just know that I can't push it so hard that I'm working 16-hour days, 7 days a week, and I have no time for myself. Self-care, everyone. Before you can help others, you have to be able to help yourself.